Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 12532 Southeast Oatfield Road here in Milwaukee. Located up on the rooftop, going down through a 4-inch cast iron vent. Checking the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water's currently running. We'll zero the foot counter out once we get down to the base of the vent. And you will probably see some fun flickery type stuff on my camera here today. Both me and the sounds like the original guy that was going to come out here, both having some camera issues, so I'm just hoping we can baby this thing through the line here. We've got some tree debris down at the base of the vent here, looks like. Alright, got a few pine needles in the line. We're going to zero the foot counter out now that we're straightened out here. Ooh, and I see another vertical dive up ahead. It's not what I was hoping for there. Get too many more turns after this point here, and we're probably not going to make it terribly far. Stair-step dives like that are notoriously tricky. I've done a handful of these ones up here on Oatfield before. A lot of them, the line gets way out underneath the creek out back in a lot of cases. The lines will go under the creek and or will terminate just before getting to it. We've got some standing water that we're seeing here on the line, although it also looks like we're pushing some debris through the pipe, so we'll see how things look as we come out the end. Darn it, I gotta look at these things. All right, I'm gonna go see where we are here currently. That one right there is going to do us in, even if I can get my camera. Let's see if I can get it to round the bend here. Yeah, I'm going to go locate. We might get lucky, and there could be, it almost looks like there's a vertical that comes into the top there, like there could be a clean-out access. Alrighty, so I've been doing some hunting around here. I've been able to locate the camera head relatively well. Where we're situated at right now, based on the locate I'm getting, is the line looks like it's just about, this dive right here looks like it's the dive as the line dives down to exit out of the foundation of the house out the back of the home. I poked my head in the crawl space. I mean, you can get through that crawl space. Yeah, see, it looks like there might be a Y coming into the top. I don't know if it's an actual plumbing fitting, like you've got some kind of drain tied in there, or if it is a clean-out access. The hard part is the accessibility of the crawl space. A human can get through it. There's ductwork all over the place in there. It's just one of those ones that I tend not to drag my equipment through. One, it's just a royal pain to do so. I mean, just to get your stuff all the way to the back of this crawl space is already a job on its own. But doing so without knocking ductwork down, dragging your camera reel and everything through there. My other concern is if that is where the cleanout is, just kind of how this yard is set up here, you've got at least one terrace. If the line keeps stair-stepping like that, you've got to have a cleanout as close as possible to the foundation, which that might be a cleanout there. It might just also be a tie-in for another drain. But if you start hitting any more of those stair steps like that, you may stop up on the exterior of the home here. So the cast iron I am seeing, I mean, it's showing its age, but it flows well. There's no standing water in it. By and large, it's quite clean. The only debris I really see in the line there is some tree debris that fell down the vent. And now that we've busted up and pushed it through the line, that stuff will flow out on its own there. There wasn't really very much of it. So the cast iron is in decent condition for its age. Not anything I would go messing with as it sits right now, repairing or updating. It flows well. The one plus side you have here in Milwaukee, I've cameraed, I mean, I've been doing this 13 years. I've cameraed 24,000 sewer lines, if not more, and I've done hundreds and hundreds of them in Milwaukee. Nearly every house in Milwaukee of this era, generally speaking, runs cast iron almost all the way to the main, if not all the way to the main. If not, you usually get to a right-of-way or way away from the house before it swaps over to concrete pipe. Cast iron's the stuff you want to have if you're going to have old pipe. It resists root intrusions quite effectively. So anyway, there's some reassurance, at least knowing the pipe material is likely cast iron, at least a good distance out from the house, but there's no guarantee unless you can see it. At least for my purposes here, this is a scenario where I would need some kind of exterior clean-out access in order to camera further. It's just not what I feel comfortable going to that level of effort and risk, just knocking stuff down there to maybe potentially get the camera all the way out. So anyway, up to about 32 feet there, line's functioning. Has good flow. Beyond that point, we made it right to the foundation wall. So, and I have a sneaking suspicion that back patio there, it's possible it's sitting over the top of a clean out. This era of house, it was commonplace to have an exterior clean out access. It doesn't have a basement in it. So my guess is if there is a clean out on the outside, it may have been covered up, and or it's a good distance from the house where it's going to be very, very difficult to poke around and find.